Hello everybody, this is Professor Zaid again, and I'm making another video to show you how to make a straight through Ethernet cable. Previous video I showed you how to test, use a cable tester and how to run a toner and a probe to basically find a specific cable from maybe the work area to a server room. Right now I'm going to show you how to make a cable, like Ethernet cable, how to crimp it. So here I'm going to show you what the tools you would need for us to do that. So this is an Ethernet category 5E cable. And basically, when we talk about category, if you're taking an A Network Plus exam or A Plus, you need to know the benefits of using those types of category cables. So you're talking about category 1 cable is basically analog phone line only. It's used for analog. You have category 5 goes to maximum speed 100 megabits per second. But so it's older. You should not be using category 5. Right now, we're going to be making a category 5E cable. And E stands for enhanced, so it allows you to have a maximum bandwidth of 1000 megabits per second. So this is the minimum you should use. There's also category 6, 6A, and so on. So right now, this is a category 5E cable that you're going to crimp. And so if, let's say, I have like 100-foot cable that I bought and it's cheap. So you can buy that, you can make your own cables. So if you want to make this cable, you want to, what you're gonna need is, first of all, the tools that you're gonna need a crimper, which is this one right here. This is a crimper. This tool is called a crimper. And this is a wire cutter right there. You can use that one to cut the sheathing or the cover of the wire of the cable. You can use this tool as well, this one here. And and then you need the RJ45 connector, and then you need the cable, and then you're also going to need a cable tester as well to test the cable to make sure the pins line up correctly. So this is a category 5E cable. The first thing I'm going to do, I like to use this tool here. This tool here is because it makes it a lot easier to just cut you can use this tool, which is a wire cutter right there, but you can also use this one as well. So if you need to crimp this cable into a RJ45 connector, you will need to remove about an inch from this cable right here of the sheathing. So we're gonna insert that cable into this tool right here. Gonna open up, push the blue thing right there to open it up, make space, and then this is about an inch. You're gonna circle that a little bit, and you're gonna remove that tool, and then you're going to just remove the sheathing right there. So these are the wires inside the cable. So these are 8 wires, 4 pairs of cable. Okay. So you can see here, it's 4 pairs, and they call them shielded or unshielded twisted pair, UTP cable. They are twisted together because to prevent crosstalk and interference. So they have 4 pairs of wires. You have the blue pair, you have the green pair, you have the blue pair, you have the green pair, you have the brown, and then you have the orange pair. So what you have to do in order to crimp that cable, you're going to cut this piece right here, this string. Get that out of the way. You're not going to need that. You actually can use it to kind of cut the little bit more of the sheathing if you want to. But what you're going to do, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to cut that. And then you're going to unpair those 4 pairs. You're going to remove the pairing, so about an inch right there. So once you do that, you're going to have 4. You're going to have 8. You're going to have 8 wires. So what we're going to do for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to make a category. We're going to make a 568B, which basically means you have to the pin out, or the order of the wires is going to be a specific order when they go into this RJ45 connector right there. So what you're going to do, I like to use this tool right here, this wire cutter, and just go and then try to straighten those out, make those wires straight. So you have 8 wires right there, separate. Now you have to do the pin out. Basically means you have to use the 568B the 568B is standard. If you look up online or look in a slide, it would tell you that there's supposed to be a specific order of the wires. So, for example, here, if you're doing the 568B, it's going to be the white and orange first. Going to be an orange. It's going to be white and green, blue, white, blue. Number 5. Number 6 is green. Number 7, white and brown, and number 8 is brown. So what you're going to do, you're going to look on your left when you're sitting down, and you're going to bring those wires in the order that I mentioned. White and orange is going to be the first one, pin number 1, right there. White and orange. Okay, and then the second one is going to be an orange. And when we talk about straight through cable, we're talking about on both sides of the cable is going to be the same, 568B. If you're making a crossover cable, you're going to make one 568B and one 568A. But we are making a straight through cable right now, and a straight through cable usually works for dissimilar devices like a computer to a router, a computer to a switch. You're going to be using a straight through cable. If you're connecting like two computers together, then you're going to be using crossover cable. So right now we are making a straight through cable. So pin number 1 is white and orange. Pin number 2 is solid orange, or this orange right here. And then pin number 3 is white and green. So you're going to bring white and green to number 3 right there. So you have white and orange, orange, and white and green. Pin number 4 is solid blue. This one. Okay. And pin number 5 is white and blue, which is this one here. And then you have a solid green is number 6. Now, if you are taking like an A+ or Network Plus exam, you're going to need to remember that this, you might get a question on the exam that asks you 568B, what's the order, and then you have to match it. So, and you have the green is number 6, white and brown is number 7, and then 8 is solid brown. So you have 8 wires, and you need to bring them like closer to each other. So when you insert those wires into the connector, they need to go straight into each one of them, going to a specific pin. So again, remember, step 1 is to cut the piece or the sheathing, right? So which is this one here. Remove the sheathing. That's number 1. And you're going to take about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and then you're going to expose those wires, and you're going to separate the pairs. Step number 3 is going to separate those pairs and then line them up this order 568B. And again, the order is white, orange, number 1, and number 2 is orange, number 3 is white and green, number 4 is blue, number 5 is white and blue, and then pin number 6 is green, solid green, and then pin number 7 is white and brown, and pin number 8 is solid brown. So what I like to do is just kind of make those straight cable, like line them up correctly. And then when I do that, I make sure that the order did not change. So you can see here, pin number 8 has to be solid brown. And then pin number 7 is white and brown. Pin number 1 is white and orange, orange, white and orange, solid orange, white and green. And then pin number 4 is always blue, regardless if you make it 568A or 568B. So you're going to make sure that they are lined up the way they're supposed to be. And you see, when I was trying to straighten those wires up, the pin number 4 switched, wire number 4 switched with pin number 3. So you got to make sure that they're right order. And you have pin number 6 here is solid green. You can see that. And you're going to bring pin number 7, which is white and brown there, and brown. And just hold them up, hold with one hand, and the other hand just twist, like just try to straighten up those wires a little bit. Okay. So now you can see the wires are not lined up, right? So you have more than 1 inch there. So you need to put the connector side by side with the exposed wires to make sure that they are no longer, the cable itself, the wires are not longer than the connector, because you don't want you don't want to have those wires outside of the connector exposed. So you want to make sure like a little bit of that wire will of the sheathing goes inside the connector here. Okay, so I can see that there's a little bit more of that wire that I need to cut. So I'm going to cut about this much right there. And now I'm going to hold this connector like this, and you see that part right there, that's sticking out, that's going to be on the bottom. That's how you know the pin layout. So pin number 1 is white and orange. Okay, so I'm going to take a visual look and make sure that I got the wires correctly. You know, you can see white and orange. You can see orange is number 2, white and green, blue, white and blue, green, solid green, and white and brown. And so you're going to hold up the connector just the way you are. I'm holding it like this, and I'm going to insert those wires, and I'm going to make sure that they are lined up correctly, and then I'm going to insert them. And what I do is I turn it around like this, and then I make sure that the lineup is okay. So I can see there, I'm looking at it, and I see I wanted to inspect each wire, each pin out, and I can see that they look like they'll be okay, right? So here, now you inserted that connector into the wire, into the cable. Now you need to crimp it because, you know, you can take it out. So you have to make sure it's locked into place. So to do that, you have to insert that into the crimper like this, and you have to push down. I usually do it a couple times just to make sure it's locked in place. And if I try to move that connector out of the cable, it doesn't come out. It's locked in place. And basically you do the same thing with the other side, and you have an Ethernet cable you can use to connect your computer to your router, to your switch, to your wall outlet, and so on. So this is how to make a Ethernet straight through cable category 5E. And if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.